There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this vlog that was originally going to be a webinar. But you know what? My first instinct was always to do this as a vlog, and then my brain. I didn't listen to my own instinct. My brain wanted to do a webinar, and the webinar didn't connect. So now we're doing it as my instinct said to, as a vlog. And this is really an opportunity for people who want to learn how to channel, to ask questions about channeling and to experience the evolution of channeling. Our course in channeling and connection that we run every year is going to begin in October, and the early bird for it runs out tomorrow. Hi, lovely ones. Nice to see you. I'm glad you made it over from the webinar to the vlog. So our early bird ends tomorrow, and as the promotion for it, we've sent out lots of pre-recorded webinars on channeling that are really, really useful and really, really helpful for people that want to dip their toes into channeling. But one thing that's so important about channeling is it is really about being present. In fact, the more present you are, the more in now time you are, the better a channel you are. And a while ago, I did a live Q&A webinar, and I just loved it because it was totally community based. Like my guides were like, don't plan anything, don't decide what meditations you're going to do, what exercises you're going to do. Let it be based on the group and what the group want to know. And so it felt really alive and really present and really multidimensional. And I want to offer that again tonight on the eve of our early bird for anybody that's got questions about channeling, what they want to, anything they're feeling stuck with, anything that's coming up for them. So this vlog is yours. It's for you to evolve. So please do type in the chat and ask your questions about what you want to know about channeling. Type it under this video so I can see them, and then me and my guides will create this webinar around you and your questions. Yay, Kirsty made it too. I am just gonna call in Kath, the other half of Starlight. Kath, yeah. Will you just check that nobody's joining the group from the webinar? And go to the Life Alchemy group and just see if anybody's requested to join it. And so we're going to begin with a meditation. And this is a meditation to calm down. For me to calm down after the technical drama. When we run the channeling course, we're going to be in the UK and not Crete, so the internet will be working. But close your eyes. Feel the muscles around your eyes relaxing as you breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude, feeling a column of light from the center of the universe pouring down into your energy field, instantly raising your vibration as this light travels down through all the different layers of the earth into the heart of Mother Earth, bouncing off the heart of Mother Earth and traveling back up through you into the heart of Source, so that you are held between the great love of the earth and the great love of Source. And letting go into being held Experience your aura, which is such an essential part of channeling. Really stretching out in all directions. Within this column of light. And as your aura stretches out, feel it being sealed from top to bottom in golden light, so that only love and light can enter into your energy. And the violet flame wrapping around your aura. So that all energy that does not serve or belong to you, released from any direction, can be instantly transmuted into love, into light, and sent to Source, Gaia, or wherever it is in the highest good for it to go. As you connect from the warmth of your belly down into the heart, into the iron core crystal of Great Mother Earth. Really feeling yourself gravitationally anchored into the endless spiral of love that Mother Earth has for you. Now opening your awareness to yourself. Just notice where there's any contractions, any part of you that is feeling contracted, that is feeling tight. And just let that part of you breathe out. So any contractions in your body, send your out-breath to those contractions. Any contractions in your emotional body, send your out-breath to those contractions. Any contractions in your aura, in your energy field, send your out-breath into those contractions. And as you do, really experience the expansion that is happening within the light body, the release that is happening within the emotional body. The relaxation that is happening within the physical body. Now connecting to your heart, feeling if there's any contractions in your heart. Sending your out-breath to them. Noticing how your heart begins to expand. Like a puffer fish. Bringing your attention now to the back of your heart, where we hold a lot of past pain patterning. And just send your out-breath to any contractions that are there. Feeling the back of your heart center opening. Really starting to sense the frequency, the note of your own heart. As your heart expands, really letting this note, this frequency, be amplified now noticing what happened. Noticing that as you expand, you really come into the present. My guides are saying it is our thoughts into the past and our thoughts into the future that cause contractions. When we let those contractions go, we become more present, more open, more able to channel. And as you're expanding even more now, open your heart to remembering that channeling is your birthright. It is something you were born to be able to do. It's part of your path, whatever your path may be. And as you remember this, open your heart and ask why. Why am I here? Why am I listening to this vlog? Let your heart answer you. In words, in pictures, in knowing, in sensation, in feeling. Now ask your higher self, through that same whispered inner language, to align you with that why. Notice what happens to your energy. When you're ready, open your eyes, trying to keep your energy body expanded, your heart expanded, your physical body relaxed as you open your eyes. And just see who you are in this moment. And I would love to hear from any of you that are listening, that are watching. Use the comments box to just say what your intention is, what it is that you experienced in the webinar. For me, it felt like a real lesson in surrendering, which I am having many of at this moment in time. And I feel like I am personally sharing this channeling space with you all to evolve more, to evolve my gift more, because that's the thing about channeling. We never, ever stop evolving the gift. We all, you know, I started channeling in 2011, I think it was, and I can't tell you how much channeling has changed for me, how much the way I channel has changed over the years, and the kind of guides that I channel have changed over the years. And so it is something that you're kind of always learning as you evolve, and as the world ascends, you learn more, basically. So I'm just opening up. Oh, okay, the comments coming through now. Observing, being aware, if I am trying to go back to the old ways dressed up differently is, can't see the comment. So, just trying to bring up the comments on my computer now. I'm making this work. Just because when I click see more, it's offering to delete the comment, I'm afraid. So yeah, ask your questions though. You can type them into the group, or you can type them in to the comments box. I've got my computer here as well, because like I said, this is about you guys. It's about the questions you have about channeling. So observing and being aware, if I am trying to go back to old ways dressed up differently, is that what I really want? That's an interesting observation. I feel like we're in this really interesting time at the moment energetically, where we are not only letting go of the old ways in terms of the 3D, we're also letting go of kind of the first spiral of our spiritual collective awakening. And so a lot of the ways that we're doing, the way we used to do things, is no longer fitting. And whenever that happens, there is a tendency in us humans who don't like change to try and pull ourselves back into something we know. And so one of the questions I keep asking myself at the moment, and it's coming to me now, is it's like, if I just let this thing go, whether it was good for me or bad for me, if I let it go, who would I be? Like, who would I be without this thing that I've identified myself with, without this thing that I feel I need, without this emotion or fear or sense of trying to go backwards? And it's a really kind of interesting game to play with yourself. And one of the things it does is it really clears out the system and it changes your whole energy body, because it essentially fills you up with less of your story and more of your essence, more of your essential self, which I actually feel is like a massive part of learning to channel now at this time. Is this time on Gaia and this winter is very much about connecting to the essence and to the higher self. And it's like, can you, channel your guides, but can you channel yourself? Can you channel your soul? Like, really, our guides are there to support us in getting home, in being able to connect to ourselves more, in being able to know what is our truth and what isn't our truth. And so it's an interesting question for channeling at this time. I hope that makes sense. It is a scary question, I agree. And what's Jenna saying? Felt a weight like a cloak lifted off my shoulders. I feel lighter but grounded. I've been struggling with balance, so that feels really good. I'm so pleased that you are feeling lighter and grounded. I would say that being light and grounded is the perfect way to prepare for channeling. So really, there is no one way for preparing to channel any energy, any guide, because everybody's different, and so you've got to play with all the different ways. But if there is a compass for what you are meant to feel like when you're preparing to channel, it is feeling light and feeling grounded. So feeling high vibrational, but also grounded. And so if that's happened at the opening meditation, then that meditation, Jenna, is so good for you as a way into channeling. Because if that's how you're feeling, then that is the perfect way to start channeling. So come on, guys. Yay. Tell me what questions you have, and we will do some exercises based on the questions that you have about channeling. Good, I'm glad you will download it. Do you know what? My guys just shook their heads. So don't download it. Find it for yourself. Be able to do it for yourself, because whilst activations and meditations and all of those things are really, really, it's good to have a guide, especially at first. That one is so simple that it's actually better if you just play with it in yourself and kind of find your own language and your own ability to do it. One of the things that I always try to encourage in people when I'm teaching them to channel is to not be dependent. So don't be dependent on a meditation, don't be dependent on a particular set of guides. One of the things I see with a lot of channels is they kind of start identifying themselves as a channel for Ashtar or a channel for Bashar or a channel for a particular set of guides, and actually if you just fill your heart with love and hold the intention for it to be the channeling that's in your highest good, you end up meeting so many more guides, and you end up kind of not getting in the way of your potential as a channel. And one of the things I feel like I'm always learning and relearning is how to get out of my own way as a channel, because one of the things that blocks channeling is expectation. Another thing that blocks channeling is attachment, especially blocks the type of channeling that is prophecy. It's like if you're really pushing for it to be one way, you don't open up as much, you kind of start to drive the channeling as opposed to just relaxing and listening and being fully open-hearted and fully in free fall with the channeling. And I think, a lot of channels, and I'd agree with them, they say that the hardest person to channel for is yourself, and that's often true, because you have more of your own attachments to outcomes and things like that, whereas when you're channeling for someone else, once you have the mechanics going, you can actually be really neutral about where you're channeling from. Oh great, I'm so pleased questions are coming through. So, how to know if this is the right thing or another distraction for me? I have known about this course for a while and my friend has done it, but this is the first time interest has gone beyond wanting to do it. So when you say interest has gone beyond wanting to do it, does it feel like a calling? That's what my guides are saying to me. They're saying the word calling. It's, funnily enough, I already felt your energy part of the course, interestingly enough, but it's got to come from you. And I think when I was tuning in about the webinar that is now a vlog, my guide said to me just before it began, they said, do you know why the symbol of this course is a butterfly? And considering I've run this course for many years, I was like, oh no. They said the symbol of this course is a butterfly because what channeling does for you, and not just kind of beginning to open up, but fully coming into the flow of channeling, is it takes you out of the cocoon. So if you think of your 3D connection as being a bit like a cocoon, it's like you survive in it, but it's a very kind of tight world. And they said what happens when you learn to channel is you go from the cocoon to the butterfly, and suddenly the universe gets so much vaster and bigger, and your life becomes so full of possibilities. And so I guess I'm saying that to you because I feel like it's like, are you ready? Is the vastness calling you? Is the potential and that openness and that kind of stretch of sky, of the self, of the earth, of the realms, calling you. And if it is, then take the butterfly journey. Then it's definitely worth it. And you can tune in. We'll tune in. I want to do an exercise about being quiet in a minute. So tune in and see if you can actually hear the call. And actually, guys, this isn't just for this course. This is really good advice for anything you do, spiritually or practically. Oh my God, did you actually say you wanted to be cocooned? That is what happens in the course. You get cocooned in the energy so that you can become the butterfly. That's amazing. I love the channeling course because I love the way the synchronicity happens for each person. We had someone 2 years ago that got called by called by wasps. Literally, I told a story in one of the webinars about how a wasp stung me and activated me into my warrior path. And then, she'd listened to that webinar, didn't do the course, and then 2 days into the course was like, you don't understand, I'm being stalked by wasps. A wasp stung me in my heart. And they've been everywhere. They've been flying around my music teacher's head. And so, I just love the synchronicity. I love the magic that happens when you first start learning to channel and then continue to channel, because life is just so much more beautiful when there's magic within it. When there's some kind of purpose beyond. It's so beautiful. So we're gonna do this listening silently, and you can do it for any decision that you want to do it for. But one of the things that I'm finding at the moment is alignment is so important. And spiritually, we're getting spoiled with the amount of workshops and courses and retreats and plant medicines there are. And one of the things that my guides taught me fairly early on in my starlight path was to only do things when you're actually called. And it's been so invaluable to me because you can go into overwhelm and you can do too much and you can, there's no I don't want to say there's no point, but the best use of your time, your money, your energy is the things that are aligned with you. And so learning to channel the call for a decision is a really, really good thing to do. So we're going to do that. I just want to have a look at the other questions that are coming through to see if any of them are related. So Kirsty saying, it feels like I'm here to soak up wisdom, to learn and feel blessed. My question is about my aura. I feel like the aura behind me is so close to my back. I try to breathe and expand this part of my aura, but it doesn't seem able to expand. Any thoughts on helping this expand? The rest of my aura seems quite able to expand quite happily. I'm going to answer that question with a separate exercise. So we'll do the call exercise and then I'm going to answer that question. In fact, my guides are going to answer that question. But one thing I would say is it's brilliant that you are connecting to that. And it's actually a really common thing. Part of I'm a bit obsessed with auras. Like a lot of my path and my work, especially as a healer, is about auras. And it's one of the most common things that the back of the aura is smaller than the front. It doesn't necessarily mean that the aura is healthy, but it's not uncommon. It's usually because of a past fear or wound that hasn't properly been healed. The back of our aura is about feeling safe. And so either it's a wound in the heart, or it's just because we haven't dealt with a past issue, or we're not feeling safe and we're not feeling secure in the present, and the aura is kind of reflecting that. So it's usually connected to those kind of things, but I'm going to get my guides to tune in for you. and see what exercise they bring through for you. And it's a good one for everyone to do, because nearly everybody, the back of their aura isn't as healthy as their front, because our energy bodies are us, and collectively at this time we are very front focused. We're very about our social media profiles, and we're still in the patriarchal energy of like moving forward all the time and rushing too much, and so our energy bodies have started to reflect that. And one of the best things you can do for becoming more connected, happier, healthier, everything, better at channeling, is to learn to get your aura completely healthy and balanced in all directions. So we would definitely do that. That's a brilliant exercise. And then Jenna, what advice do you have to soothe the resistance that I feel in my heart chakra to listening to my guides more? There's part of my heart that feels like a child and fears disappointment and doesn't trust that I'm safe. Again, massive, massive, massive. You've mentioned kind of what I would say are the two biggest blocks to channeling. And so we'll come on to those as well. Let's do all three as experiences, because actually channeling has to be experienced. The funny thing about channeling is it's very rare at first for you to get the proof kind of in real time of the channeling, because you get this crazy message from another dimension, and the only way you're going to get proof as a 3D physical being is if you allow yourself to receive the message, and then the proof shows up. So to put it like this, okay, so when we're on our journeys, we work with portals. My guides before the journeys will channel about how to identify these portals, and I will be like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, there is a giant moon there, what does that mean, you know? And then we'll go to the place that we think it might be. Kath's really intuitive with the portals, so she'll and then suddenly all of the channeling they've said is undeniably correct, but it's like the proof comes later when it shows up in the 3D, when your guides tell you to go somewhere or tell you something's going to happen, and they tell you something you couldn't possibly have known, and so that's how they prove themselves to you. And so that's why I say channeling has to be experienced, because it can only, the proof comes from the more you do it, and the more your guides give you, they also know you, so they're going to give you the proof that is undeniable to you, and that's how the trust evolves. But everybody at first feels out of trust. Part of it is to do with the collective consciousness and past life wounds we have, because channeling collective consciousness-wise has been made to feel like something that doesn't exist, something that is mad. There's lots of burning at the stake consciousness and things like that you kind of have to clear out of your past life energy system. But I will get my guides to give some advice on what you can do. And I like, Jenna, that you've said that about feeling into your heart, because actually there's lots of ways to be safe channeling, but the most safest thing to do is to be able to know your own heart. On our channeling course, the first week is just about the heart, because if you don't know your own heart, then there's no center for the channeling. It's like, how can you trust where do you trust your guides from? It's like you have to start with the heart to be able to know what's right for you, what's not, what you want to channel, what you don't want to channel. if you're safe in the present moment. If you're not, you know, fine when during the course, if anything happens, my energy will be there. If you're doing a different channeling course, the other channel will be there. But what happens if you don't know your heart and you kind of go off and do it by yourself, and you haven't really got that muscle of the heart going, is it's like you lose your footing a bit. And so that's why to me, everything about channeling is, the most important thing is the foundation. It's like if you can get the mechanics of opening your heart, of talking to your heart, of listening to your heart, the whole multi-dimensional spectrum opens up for you, because you trust yourself. Therefore, you can then decide if you want to channel those guides, if you feel safe, if you're in the right vibration, all of that kind of thing. And so, let's begin with, I'm just seeing if any other questions have come through. So let's begin with the aura, because actually I'm going to do the questions in order. So in order that I think is most energetically important. So what am I talking about? Let's begin with the heart. So only thing more important than the aura in channeling is the heart. So let's begin with the heart. So when you're ready, closing your eyes, and place your hand upon your heart. And as you place your hand upon your heart, take a breath in, and just know there is a lot of protection around us for this vlog. The guides are really showing me these layers of light that have come around us. One of the most beautiful things that happens when you're starting to channel is you kind of get like extra protection, extra support, because the universe always has your back. And as you place your hand on your heart, feel your hand, the body of your hand to the body of your heart, and then the chakra of your hand to the chakra of your heart. Now, very quickly, open your eyes. And just notice what happens when you open your eyes. When you open your eyes, you get flooded with light. And so when you close your eyes and you open your heart, that part of your body gets flooded with light. So if you don't feel or experience the same thing that happens when you open your eyes, when you hold the intention to open your heart, you're not opening your heart properly. So just try and experience that sense of the curtains being drawn back, of the light flooding in. And just spend time trying this out. Maybe try it out in the female heart chakra, in Anahata, the masculine heart chakra, Mun, that is higher up in the chest, or in the higher one heart chakra, that is the marriage of those two. Just feeling the light flooding in. And when the heart is open, and there is actually light coming into the heart chakra, that which is worried turns into wonder. So what if you let all of those worries about channeling go? And instead, let that inner child that's a bit worried, and a bit uncertain, a bit insecure, not sure if they're going to get it right. What if you let that inner child just wander? Come into the play of wonder. And as you come into the play of wonder, notice what happens in your energy body, what happens in your physical body. What happens in your emotional body. Now find the part of your heart that is already in trust. The part of your heart that is self-love. That knows exactly what is right for you. And ask this part of your heart, am I able to channel? And let it answer you through the language of your inner world, the language of your imagination. And ask this part of your heart, is it safe to channel? And let it answer you. And opening your heart more now, letting more light in. Also experience the two-way flow of the pink, green, and turquoise light of the heart shining out into your aura. My guides showing me a temple of Atlantis. This realm, this dimension, this temple is specific to the people that are listening. So with your heart open, all of this light pouring into your heart, and your heart love radiating up into your third eye, just allow yourselves to see this temple. Just ask, what do I need to know about this temple? And usually when you ask a question when you first learn to channel, you'll notice that your heart kind of closes. It's like that contraction happened. So just breathe out into the contraction. Send your out breath to the contraction and reopen your heart. And then give space. There's no hurry. The message can come in any way. It can come as a knowing, as a feeling, as a picture, as word. There's no right or wrong. What do I need to know about this temple? breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and just sharing about what you've experienced with that heart energy that we connected with, sharing if you have any questions that came out of that, sharing whatever you want to share. For me it was interesting. I could really feel this temple, and I could really feel that actually it's the first time I think I've connected to a lifetime where I taught channeling in another lifetime, and I was being shown me teaching channeling and prophecy, and suddenly this wound came up. That part of the reason I'm personally in Crete is to heal the wound I have around prophecy. So like I said, like the past life wounds that block your channeling come up at the right time, and you're able to heal them because you know how to channel. And I also loved the guides were just like, slow down. So even me as a channel now still try and rush sometimes. So I think that's so profound. Just give the space for the channeling. So I'm just going to see if anybody has got a share or a response. It was safe. Brilliant. When your heart tells you it's safe, then you can step forward more, you see. As you mentioned, my Atlantis, my heart, it relaxed instantly. I felt guided to an altar and was encouraged to place my fears upon the altar so my fears can be altered. Amazing! I've never noticed that connection with altar and altered. That's so powerful. I'm going to borrow that amazing piece of channeling. That's amazing. So that one of the things to say is that the first guides you connect to will always teach you how to channel. So the first set of guides you connect with are right for you, and for you guys, like this particular Temple of Atlantis is right for you. There's always a soul family in every group, and so they'll teach you. And the word cry followed after. So with the word cry, the heart releases through tears. So you have to, sometimes you have to cry in order to open the heart. Sometimes there's something you haven't cried that the heart is holding on to. And so it's kind of ceremonial crying. It's not the same as human reactive crying. And actually, the more I evolve as a channel, when I'm doing light work, I cry all the time. And I'm like, guys, why am I always crying? Like, why am I crying for a living? And there's all different types of tears, and tears hold heart energy, and tears are offering, and there's all these different... So crying is actually part of channeling, is what I'm saying. And it was beautiful. I felt my heart really expanded, especially the front heart. I feel the temple was showing me that it's honourable, that it's safe, that I can trust. See, when you are feeling it, then you can go further with the channeling, and that's why the heart is so important. So many people think you start channeling with the third eye. Third eye is important to channeling, but if you don't feel safe, what's the point in having the visions? You know, you're not going to go on a dimensional channel and do like the really, what I think are the really fun types of channeling, where you actually start sending your energy off to these temples and journeying and stuff like that, if you don't feel safe. So you've got to be able to know your own heart and trust, and then the rest follows. It's like heart first, and everything else follows in channeling. So I'm going to come back to this next question about the aura and the back of the aura. And so I can't see the question anymore. It's okay. Oh, I remember about the back of the aura, so, and the core questions, so we'll go from here. Oh, I know, I had a sense of coming home to the temple, Carmen. It was a special temple. I liked it. Unlike some of the other places we've channeled to in Atlantis. And the upper heart was easier to open, lower heart was not as open, but I felt a string in it, like life within. However, there was a connection between both hearts. I think I felt the upper heart holding space for the lower heart, and in time it will open too. So the lower heart is the feminine, and so the more work you do with the feminine, the more it will open. And you know, we're very action driven, we're very still holding a lot of patriarchal consciousness, and so, and actually the masculine heart, Amun, just is more open because it's love in action, whereas the feminine heart holds all of our more personal love, like our ability to love others and be hurt and stuff like that. So it's quite normal for it to not be as just kind of like surrendered and open, but learning to open both will open up your whole connection channel. It was to do with how to expand the back of the aura. Thank you, Kirsty. Yeah, I did remember. So, closing your eyes and coming back into the heart. Again, remembering to open the heart. And asking the question, who would I be if my heart was fully open? And just see what happens to the heart when you ask that question. And now coming into the back of the heart and feeling a contraction there. And as you feel the contraction there, the guides are actually just bringing in a bit of energy into there's a contraction in everyone's back of their heart. It's probably connected to this particular temple lifetime that we're all connected with. So just feel a white light, a white and blue light coming into the back of the heart, clearing that energy so that the back of the heart can expand. And as it expands, you might have some senses of nervousness or vulnerability coming up. Just keep breathing them out, keep breathing those contractions out, keep coming back to the open heart, feeling the aura expanding. And now connect to your aura. Connect to your aura. And as you open your heart to your aura, start to sense your aura. What colours can you see and feel there? What vibrations? Your aura is you. It's your spiritual fingerprint. So just connecting to the aura. And the first thing the guides are saying, and they teach us quite a lot, is just experience stretching your aura. And you might be visual or you might be feeling based. So if you're visual, just stretch it out in all directions. And if you're feeling based, then imagine it stretching just like when you stretch your body. And just like when you stretch your body, notice the tension of stretching your aura, and then the nice relief when you release that stretch. And just start to stretch the back of the aura, really stretching the back. And notice how the tension there, the fear energy, the feeling unsafe energy that's there, that's holding the aura tight, and small at the back. It starts to be wrung out, released out. And my guides are saying it's part, for you Kirsty, it's part wound and part habit. So there's something in the past that you have to deal with. But that healing will happen in the right time. But for now, simply holding the intention to stretch in this way will start to expand it. And they're saying, remember that you command your energy just like you command your body. So don't allow yourself to drop into disempowerment with it being a different size. Choose to command it as you stretch it out. And now opening your heart to your higher self. Just ask your higher self to bring you more centered. So let go of where you're pushing in life. As this white light comes in, and actually realigns you into the center of your aura. So it's like some of the energy that's pushed into the front of the aura is actually energy from the back. Just feel that expansion happening in the back, and notice how it's actually safer to have a bigger aura at the back. And do one more big stretch and relax. And feel a golden rain shower of light coming through your aura now, taking any energy that's meant to go to the earth. And you feel your higher self gently pulling you into more center in your aura. And there's more tension releasing at the back. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And when you're ready, feeling the violet flame come through your aura, clearing any energy that does not serve or belong. Letting the light of your heart brighten your whole aura. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming into the room. So again, I would really love to know how any of you are feeling post that. I could really, do you know what? For me, I was like, oh, I could really feel like, like a tight back. It's like, oh, my aura is stressed out at the back. Like my back is. Stretching is a really good thing to do. There's loads of other exercises like spinning your aura and basically daily aura work. Like one thing I prescribe in the channeling course is you do your aura work every day, because that aura will naturally and quite quickly become healthy, but it's about mainly connecting to it and being in charge of it. We don't not brush our hair, we don't not brush our teeth. We need to start brushing our auras essentially to keep them healthy. The wound, my guides are just saying it's something that you haven't forgiven, and when you forgive it, sorry, lots of emotion is coming up as I'm connected to it. So when you forgive it, it's some time in your life that you didn't forgive, and so you don't quite feel safe. And when you forgive it, and they're saying it will happen at the right time, so there's no need to push. The aura will just expand. The whole aura will expand. That's what they're saying. Our energy bodies, like our physical bodies, only show us what we need to do. They're never broken as such. They just show us what we need to heal. And the problems come up at the right time for the healing. So yeah, I would love to know how anyone's feeling about their auras. And before we go on to the last question, which is about the core, while I'm waiting for your responses, it's really important you know your own energy. That's the other thing to say. So the more you know your own energy, the more you can identify the energy of your guides. One of the ways your guides access, there are different ways in for guides to connect to you, but there are certain types of channeling that fully use your aura, like dimensional channeling. And also your guides can contact you through your aura. And so it's really, you have to know the boundaries of your own energy. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to identify. If you don't know your own energy, how are you going to speak energy? So the more you can connect to your aura, the better. And on the course we're doing, there is so much aura work, because I'm obsessed with auras. I think so much can be solved just by doing aura work. In fact, I know it. I've seen it with my own eyes many times. In every area of your life, including channeling. So my aura was so densely packed and squished at the back at first. It was a dull rainbow colour, and the more I stretched it, the cleaner it got, and towards the end of Violet Flame I saw Archangel Metatron, who just appeared from nowhere. That's amazing! Your channeling's opening up, so helpful, thank you. There is a big wound that has been brought to light recently. It was shown in my card, so spot on. Yay, I love it when I see, you know what, the doubt is always a little bit there, even when you've channeled for years, because we're here as humans to question, and so every time you get confirmation, you're like, yeah! And my trust can expand even more now. I was shown in my cards, so spot on, it has brought up to be healed, so much emotion has come up. Yes, had a very tight back. I'm glad this was a little part of that healing. Like I said, I haven't said, but on the course, if any of you are called to it, you get all of the healing as well. It's not just about learning to channel. Any healing things that come up obviously become part of the course, because healing, in fact, my guide said something beautiful recently. They said channeling comes through healed wounds. So the more wounds you heal, the more amazing you are at channeling. And so healing yourself is part of it. And Carmen, I'm so pleased. Yeah, always more aura work. There's never enough aura work. Like, always more. Nearly every aura I work on, from people I've healed all over the world, I can tell you the back of the aura is always where the biggest problems are. Because we're taught to look so forward. That's what it is, really. And yeah, what else was I going to say? I forgot. Guys, what was I going to say? Yeah, the healthier your aura is, the better everything in your life is. Your aura affects the health of your body, affects the health of your connection, affects the health of everything. So often when you're first connecting, those kind of things come up, but they come up to be solved. They come up to be healed and released and sorted out. And now, finally, we'll get on to being able to listen to the call. And so the other thing I was going to say is, Jenna, yeah, when guides just appear, that's part of the proof. It's like when you're like, I wasn't even thinking about that, and you're here. Like, it's amazing. Like, that's part of how you get the proof. In fact, before we go into call, I'm going to just want to tell you all about the course. The course is a really amazing journey. Like, so many people I love and respect that have done it have said that it changed their life, and it does, because it just makes you into a cosmic butterfly. And whether you know, many people go on and become professional channels from it, but even if you don't, whatever it is that you are meant to do, channeling will serve. It serves everything. Like, I have solved physical problems, financial problems, path problems, energy problems. Like, the first thing I turn to is my guides, and when I don't, I always regret it. You know, I should have listened to that whole instinct about doing the vlog instead of the webinar. But that's also part of the proof, is when you don't listen. And then you're like, why didn't I listen? You know? So, like, you're just given proof all the time through synchronicity. And the course is filled with synchronicity. It's so magical. And it's, like I said, you get support every day. It's a really... So you get live webinars, you get one-to-one support sessions, you get written support on your channeling. Like, you will come out of this course not just being open to channel, but fully functioning as a channel, having had the most incredible healing, magical experience that aligns you more with yourself and your path. And it's just... I think channeling is the best investment you can make, because when I see people that know how to channel in other things, like other healing workshops and stuff, they are getting more from the plant medicine ceremonies. They're getting more from the sound baths. They get, like, their whole thing that they do, even just their 3D lives, their relationships, everything that they do, it becomes more... just more connected, and they know themselves more, and they are, you know, I can be in, honestly, a workshop that I wouldn't normally on a 3D level like, but I can still get so much out of it because I can just go off and channel if I'm not resonating with the teacher, for example, or I'm not resonating with how it's being done. I can still go in and get exactly what I need from it because I can channel. And that's what it gives you. It gives you that kind of ability to get the most out of anything you do. And that's why it's an investment in everything. And we have such an amazing group already doing it, and the early bird ends tomorrow at midnight. So if you are feeling, if you're not sure, use this exercise to find out if you're called. If you know that you're not meant to do it, but you're not sure about something else, use this exercise to find out if you're called to something else. And when you're ready, closing your eyes, feeling yourself relaxing, letting those contractions go. There's a lot of collective consciousness clearing around decision making at the moment. So just let any contractions into the decision be breathed out. Feeling the energy of the blue butterflies that have just come in, just bringing in some magic, some wonder energy. And you know what, they're reminding me, so there's all these blue butterflies that have just flown in, and they're reminding me that with the opening your heart, you can always feel the hearts of others, other people, other guides, other energies. You can feel from your heart to heart. That's how you connect. And so that's how you connect to if you're called to something. So let yourself come into stillness. Noticing the movement that happens in stillness. One of the lessons of channeling is there is never one way, there are always many ways. There is always movement in stillness, colour and whiteness, spirit in nature and nature in spirit. So just allowing the parts of you that get fixed to understand that there is always everything in everything else. There is no one way. Really giving yourself the space to invite more of your wholeness in, more of your truth in. More of your essential self, your essence in. More of your soul in. Now open your heart and place the question, am I called? In your heart. Give space for the answer. And notice if you're feeling a pull, if you're feeling like you're being pulled towards the thing you're asking about, if you're called to. Another thing that you're asking about, whether it's a course, a person, a teacher, open your heart to the heart of it and feel the heart of the course or the person or the teacher or whatever it is you're wondering about. Coming heart to heart. Connecting to the part of you that knows. If something is right for you or wrong for you at this divine time. And breathing out any of the answers of the mind, really allowing the volume on the mind to go down. Inviting the mind to listen to the part of the heart that knows what is right for you, what is wrong for you. When you're ready, breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. You can ask the higher self to align you if you are called, or to realign you if you're not called to the thing you are asking about. yourself to feel that realignment. You feel the butterflies reminding you to be in joy, to be free. As their energy leaves now. And you breathe in love and you breathe out gratitude, and when you're ready, open your eyes. And so I would love to hear if you sense that feeling of being called, whatever you were asking for. I know some of you weren't asking specifically about the course, but that's one of that's what I mean about tuning in to if something's really right for you. Because when you tune in that way, then you arrive more with your whole self. You don't arrive in doubt. Like, if I go to something, I go, but that's because I've tuned in. I'm like, I know this is right for me. And if I don't know, like if it doesn't connect properly, then I ask for signs. Because I'm fairly grounded as a channel. I want to see it. With my 3D eyes, I'm always like, universe, slap me in the face with signs. I want to see it undeniably. And for example, we're in Crete now because I got an undeniable sign in Ibiza. And that's why, against all odds, I am in Crete through the passage of blind faith, because I trust signs. But again, all of this stuff is stuff you learn through experience. So I would love to know what any of you felt or experienced in that final little exercise. If any of you have other questions, I will put a link up to the channeling course. Like I said, early bird, last 25 hours, well, it's Crete time, sorry. Early bird ends at midnight tomorrow for the channeling course, and it's a very, very special course, is what I can say. Like, I love it. Partly because I asked for in-my-face signs, and so everything goes nuts. Like, synchronicity goes nuts on the channeling course, and I just love being in the magic of all these people learning to channel and the crazy synchronicity. So there is the link. But please do let me know if you have questions, if you felt the butterflies, anything else you want to ask from that last little meditation. Or anything you want to ask about the course, of course. It's, anything practical about it. We do can arrange for payment plans, if that's better for you. We have a deal if you book with a friend, because actually having a partner for channeling is always a good thing. Pulled a card for us at the end of this, and the card is gratitude. Gratitude means to welcome. The root word of gratitude is to welcome. And so one of the really important things about channeling is to say thank you afterwards. I think you've all gone shy about the last one. Nobody's commenting. One of the things that is really important about channeling is when you get one of those synchronistic moments, when you get a connection with your guide, say thank you. Because when you say thank you, when you come into gratitude, you're welcoming it. So you're welcoming more of it. And so that's kind of true for everything in your life. But it's actually, guides, in my experience, like manners. Like, That's what I would say. So, okay, since there are no questions that I can see, I am going to close this. Oh, finally, questions come through. Everything in perfect time. Asking about the course gave me a clear answer on another life purpose question, which was a surprise. When your guides surprise you, they are giving you confirmation. So when your guides surprise you, they give you confirmation. Then I asked a question about recent action I consciously thought and guidance with my mind, but then asked to be balanced in my heart and was told be kind. And then I felt complete peace. You know, another amazing root word is, a root word of kindness is nature. So it's your nature to be kind, and the universe is kind. I'm so pleased you feel empowered, Carmen. That's brilliant. And yeah, let's just take a moment to come into gratitude. So feeling the violet flame coming through your energy field, clearing out any energy that does not serve or belong to you, and a golden rain shower of light pouring through your energy field, washing away any energy that's going to go to the earth. As a big beam of source light comes in, taking any energy that does not serve or belong to you to source, Gaia, or wherever it is in the highest good for it to go. Sending your love and gratitude to Gaia, to the temple of Atlantis, to your heart, to the guides that have been protecting and connecting with us, to your higher self, to your teachers in all of their different forms, to your wholeness, to all of the universe, to all of earth, all of spirit, to each other. And because what you send out, you get back, opening yourself up to receiving love and gratitude back from all the directions, breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And when you are ready, opening your eyes. Yay! I'm so pleased you asked for a slap in the face, Kirsty. It will come. The synchronicity always comes. If you ask for it, it comes. That's amazing. You've been an awesome group. I am so pleased we did this, and I'm sorry about the connection falters, but what a lesson in channeling. Like, don't give up on the first attempt. Find a new way to connect, and it will all flow magically. So much love to you all. I hope to see some of you on the channeling course if it is called for you, and if not, I hope to see you all very soon. So much tribe love to you all. Thank you to my guides as well.